Hey Nick, thought I'd just shoot a video off to you. Not sure what happens with the videos that anybody goes sends back to you. There's a place there for doing a video reply, but I never see any video replies on your postings anymore. It probably takes too long to set them up, back up. But anyway, um, you can do a video reply to any of my videos anytime, Nick. Just so you know, we'll post them if we can. Um, Nick, on this thing about the conspiracy theory, it's like most important thing that when I watched this video was you getting to the point where the claim is being made that there's a group of people in power, the bankers, okay, and that the bankers are using the debt money system to indebt the people, okay, in the monetary expansion process. We agree with that, and that in the contraction process, when the pledge there's a debt reversal of the debt bubble and a contraction of the money supply, and when there's no money to pay all the debts that people have taken out, they lose all those assets, and there's a confiscation of the real wealth, of the real people, among others, by the bankers. And to that part of it, you said, yeah, that's true, but that don't make it a conspiracy, because what the government's part of that too, and corporations are part of that too. Now, Nick, I'm not supporting the conspiracy theory here. I avoid the conspiracy theory like I do so many other red herring rabbit hole issues that are going on about the discussion about money, Nick, okay? And monetary systems and monetary reform. It's all about mechanics. It's all about science. It's all about mathematics. It's all about very real politics. So conspiracy theories can go out the window. But I just want to remind you, as far as corporations go, you might want to open the book and take a look at who sits on the boards of directors of the Federal Reserve regional banks. See if there's any corporations on there, or heads of corporations, people that are heads of corporations, people who are there for their position as heads of corporations in determining what the monetary policy of the country is. I'm just saying, it's not part of the conspiracy thing, okay? So whether there's a corporate connection, it's immaterial. It's immaterial because again, the nature of the problem is the debt money system. Okay, that's how they do it. And if you understand the nature of the problem, then you understand the solution to the problem. And the solution to the problem is, of course, as we've been saying all along, the institution of a government issuance, debt-free money system, the restoration of monetary sovereignty in every country. Of course, we advocated here for our own national economy in the United States of America, but it's something that should be happening everywhere. There is an effort underway right now in the UK to do exactly the same thing. Only theirs is a much more formal. We're at the education phase here. Pete and I, Kettle Pond Institute, we're about getting the information on the other side of the gate. Okay, that's why we do what we do. So I hope that you understand that. Okay, so whether there's a conspiracy out there is immaterial. I would say avoid that like avoiding every other of those unreal issues. The fact of the matter is that it is the debt money system that is that is the method and that is the tool. And the fact is that the result of using that tool, the procyclicality of fractional reserve debt money creation by private bankers for their own benefit, lending into existence something that they don't own, all of which constitutes the legalized crime of banking. Okay, Silas Adams, read his book. But Nick, again, somewhat immaterial, because let's see, there's got the corporations sitting on the boards of the Federal Reserve regional banks, okay, who elect their representatives, sit on the boards of the various committees that set monetary policy in the country. You have the Congress supposedly representing the people, okay, and the Department of Treasury supposedly representing the people, you know, any, but see, they don't represent the people. Anybody can see they don't represent the people. People in the Treasury come and go out of the, you know, IMF or the Fed or, you know, wherever. And the politicians, it's not that that a lot of them don't want to represent the people. They don't know how to represent the people because they don't understand the money system. It's a handful, a very, very small handful of people in the Congress that understand the money system. Very, very small. And I don't include Ron Paul or Rand Paul as two of those, okay? They understand part of it, but they don't understand the money system. So I get back to this point, Nick, okay? It's not a matter of a conspiracy. It's just a matter of that's how things work. It's just a matter of, you know, this is good business. These are good business decisions for some people who are ready, willing, and able to let their own personal greed dictate how economics plays out, you know, in the world. And we're living with the results of it. So I would say, you know, let's take a look at the mechanisms by which we can reverse and fix and, you know, repair and replace and go on to the future. That's far more important than there being, you know, the Bilderberg or trilateral conspiracy movement. Not important. Not important. Understand the money system, then understand what needs to be done to fix it. Because this is, again, about science. So to the third part of that, which was the government, okay, not corporations and the bankers, but the government. You know, I have to remind you that renowned economic academic author of the book American Monetary Policy, one of the premier economics textbooks written on the subject of what monetary policy is and how our monetary policy has affected us over time. When he took a look at the issue of, you know, the virtual independence of the Fed, you know, their demand for independence, because this book was written, you know, 50, 60 years ago. He said the concern that the government can possibly influence the bankers in terms of setting monetary policy is completely misplaced. It's misplaced. So basically, it's false. Okay. Now Bernanke, of course, uses it, in every Financial Times, Wall Street Journal, you know, Fox News commentator uses it. Whoa, we don't want to have government influence over monetary policy. You know, no. Goldenweiser says no. The influence goes the other way. He says it's the bankers what controls the government. That's the problem. That's the problem. And it happens strictly out of ignorance. There's no need for conspiracy theory here. You know, well, given that we haven't had even a smidgen or a semblance of progressive monetary economic thought, you know, the Chartalists being a rare modern example for as far as they go, which is not far enough, but very little else since, in my opinion, you know, since the McCarthy era, because in the McCarthy era was all about, you know, communism. Have you ever been a communist? Well, what is a communist? I don't know. I don't even know what a communist is, really. You know, what I know is that we've got a national money system and a national economy, and the bankers control the money system, and we're supposed to be a sovereign country, and we fought for the right to have our own money system, and we need to take it back. Anyway, Nick, I appreciate the fact that you come so far down the money road, that you do see that it is the money system that is the problem. But I wish that when you got to that corner, when you're looking for a solution, you could look a little bit further. But thanks, Nick. Post it if you want.